Okay. We're doing it, you guys. We're doing the commentary for Fully Cooley, or FLCL as it's called out in the West.
Mm-hmm.
We thought about we did like a little passing. Oh yeah, we should do that. Like on the second episode of Life, I believe.
Yeah.
On there. Yeah.
And I thought, fuck it, why not? We'll do it as like a nice end of the year thing. And if everything goes as well, this will be coming out December 31st, so New Year's Eve, as December's set of episodes. Just a quick little reminder, as I think will have posted on the Facebook by now. This is going to replace the life and narrative episodes for this month, just because this is going to take a lot of production for me to do it on my own anyway. Plus, it's still like a lot of content to work with. So hopefully you all do enjoy this, and maybe we'll make this a regular yearly thing. So we won't go too deep into it, because I think we've alluded to it before, but the reason we're doing Fully Cooley is because we really fucking like this anime. It's one of my favorite pieces of media in general.
It's, I think, one of the best coming-of-age stories ever.
Like, honestly, it is. In my opinion, I think it does some stuff perfectly. Yeah. And even if you just want to get into, the message is blank, I think the message is actually a really good one.
It's a great message.
And you can take away a lot of stuff from it. And, fuck, dude, it's just super good. There was a period in my life where I was watching this like every other week. Yeah. Just because I kept going deeper and deeper into this. Before I continue on, I forgot to mention, the way this commentary, we're going to do it, is we assume you, the listener, have already watched it. If not, please take the time to do so. I believe the total runtime is about 2.5 hours or a little less. Mm-hmm. It's like there. Watching a really long movie, or like a Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah.
Sat down and watched all 6 episodes back to back.
Less walking.
If you don't, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, it's your life. You're presumably an adult, and if not, why are you listening to this anyway? No.
This is a problem.
Yeah.
It's probably
just know we're not gonna pull any punches. We're gonna go for all the spoilers, because otherwise we would just kind of cripple ourselves in the foot. Yes.
Yep.
So yeah. So kind of just before we go into it, just basic format stuff. The way I'm going to have this set up is this and episode 1 are going to be in the same track, and each succession track is just going to be for each episode out of the 6. And I'm also going to put up one where it's just a continuous run in case you want to do that. So if you, during the continuous run, presumably you've had all the episodes loaded up. And I'll let you know as soon as I press the play button for the episode, and I'm starting at 0, as I've meticulously tried to do. And yeah, that should be it. Anything else I'm forgetting? Format-wise?
You know what? You can say that it's the greatest thing ever and not be wrong.
Yeah.
That's how good this is.
Sure, I was talking about the format, but we can go into...
I mean...
I just want to throw that
I'm
out
eager.
there.
I'm eager.
Yeah, I really am. I haven't watched this in a while.
Yeah, the format's good. That's
yeah.
That's all.
Sorry, one thing I did forget to mention for format. We are doing the English dub for this.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of specific reasons why. One is the most biased of reasons, which is we all saw this first in English.
This was late night Adult Swim, like 2001.
Yeah, Ian actually watched this as this came out, in America.
Yeah.
I would come to watch this when I got the Blu-ray from Nick as like a gift.
Sure. Yeah, I saw it when early release of Netflix, when they released the dub.
Yeah, and I just missed the train of that.
Early Netflix. Yeah.
And we are doing the English dub again, like I said. Also for the reason that the creator has come out and said, the director as well as the creator has come out and said that he prefers the English dub over the Japanese dub.
Yeah.
Feels like it represents the characters better in his opinion. I'm going to try to refine that article because I used to have it and post it back up. And also, as we'll probably delve into during the commentary, it's written the anime is written in a very Western style, and a lot of the nuances and jokes play off better in English than they do in Japanese.
It does have a lot of artistic and narrative styles that are more westernized than I think a lot of other narrative styles.
Definitely more than you would think for like this kind of anime where it's supposed to be a 6-episode kind of I forget what the actual term is, but kind of just a wacky like thing where they throw in a bunch of shit.
OVA, I think is what they.
No, an OVA is like the actual format. I'm talking about like the style.
Oh, okay.
Where it's supposed to be just random shit. That's which this totally isn't. Like once you get into it.
I mean, I know it's not a hard and fast rule either, but just like before we even start, one thing to point out is like a lot of Japanese stories follow the 4-part arc. It's the build up, and then the really interesting thing, and then the even more interesting thing, and then the resolution. And this follows the Western arc of build up, middle, resolution.
Yeah.
It's a 3-part story instead of a 4-part story, which is, I mean, it's 6 episodes, but it follows a 3-part arc if you drew it on a thing. So I think that's interesting.
It's actually funny you're talking about arcs. I'll get into some arc stuff later that I was thinking about.
Okay.
Later.
Lord of the Rings.
So, without further ado, let's get into it. This is episode 1, and I will be pressing play on 00 now. Holy shit, that took a while to start. Hang on. Go back real quick, folks. I don't know why. I'll be pressing play now. There you go. Here's the King G. King B. Fuck, dude. I still remember. There was a point where I could do the entire first episode by memory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it gets scared. He gets really into it.
Yeah, Matt from Matt and Chris Play All Night would say, so when are you going to do your one-man show of Fully Cooley screen acting? And I went, dude, I'm working on it.
I mean, oh my god. Wow.
Oh, so I was going to put subtitles on, but I watched it a little, and the subtitles for the English dub are really off.
Oh, really?
Wow. For this DVD that I have, or Blu-ray.
Okay. So, I mean, now we're setting up almost immediately the themes of this thing right away.
Yeah.
Really, this weird adolescent thing.
Yeah. Where Mimimi's kind of like, she is a teenager and it's kind of stilted almost, like turns delivery, which I actually really adore. Knowing teenagers actually talk like.
I mean, also that you've set up right away that there's this. You think that there's this division between maturity and youth that you're looking at, and then you basically unpack that as it goes on. That
and it's obvious, and it's like this weird thing where it's obvious Mimimi is the elder, and like Naoto is the younger one, but Naoto is the one who's supposed to be like, oh, I'm mature, very trying, and Mimimi's just kind of going with the flow, almost like this childlike. Like I wouldn't say childlike tendencies, but it's a very much more kind of spur of the moment type.
Sure, it's a spontaneous personality.
I actually love Mimimi. I think Mimimi is like one of my favorite characters.
Oh, really? In the
but I'm a broken man who loves broken women.
Sure,
so like,
sure.
I've always loved this scene.
I mean, the shot of the steam and this, you're already confronted with a very surreal image right away, and you think. So and he has just affirmed that nothing unusual is happening while you're looking at a giant appliance.
And there's the brain image, as they'll reference the brain as like a constant illusion throughout the thing.
I mean, this is really well packed.
And then there we go. There's your character intro for
eating ramen through the packages.
Yeah. I've eaten it raw blocks and all that.
I like how they refer to that later as someone in Naoto's classroom stated that someone stole their sister's curry.
Oh yeah,
and that's what she's eating, the curry that she's
oh man, I totally forgot about that. You're totally right.
The whole thing is like
everything comes together. Everything's like they do a really good job of making everything connected.
Nothing.
Okay, and this is you get the shot of the lips, the can, the letter, the real quick cuts to the airplane.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, I'm turning it up just so.
Yeah, I love the clouds going over it as the plane goes by.
You know what? My brother.
The first mention of the brother.
We're going to have a confrontation. Yeah. It looks like we're going to have a confrontation.
It really does.
After he gripped the bat.
with some not so subtle imagery that'll come up right now.
No.
The cloud's clear.
The cloud's clear, and suddenly we take this moment and we deflate it.
Oh, fuck that Rickenbacker, dude. That Rickenbacker. Like, fucking porn shot of that. Just quit.
Immediately.
And this, yeah, and then this goes into kind of the way the rhythm of the series goes, where you have these kind of serious moments of,
and then you immediately
undercut it with
something
just
weird,
some zany cuts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then back to serious, and then back to quirky, and then back, and it goes back and forth like this on and on.
And then immediately Taro-kun.
Yeah.
Used.
Yeah. The first time you hear Taro-kun, there you go. Like for the while, I thought his name was actually Taro-kun. And I think you're supposed to throughout most of the time.
Yeah.
Until I think his dad is the one that calls him Naoto.
Yeah. And his weird, like, constantly being compared to his sibling thing.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, this is where we begin the whole thing of, yeah, you're not your brother.
Yeah.
But we're gonna keep comparing you to your brother.
By literally calling you
because he's literally this god figure in like the show.
It's crazy how the town only mentions him when it comes to baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh.
It's a life.
This really pretty shot, actually.
It's a really good like shot.
For something so dumb.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Oh, I like this joke. This joke's very funny. It's not special effects. They just made them.
Yeah.
And then they just cut to them in the worst, most grotty.
I was about to say my favorite part of that joke
disgusting.
Is that it's like a super shitty like.
It's really horrible.
Yeah.
It's really horrible.
And of course that iconic Vespa in the foreground.
Absolutely.
Which the Vespa, it is a 1972 style classic Vespa.
That's the kind the director had?
That's why I modeled it. It's the one the director has.
Yeah.
And of course the pillow sticker on the front, which the frontman of the Pillows, the guitarist and singer, is brothers with the director. And it was their breakout, like, this show. Well, they were doing stuff before, but this was really their breakout.
Right.
This anime. Yeah, the guitarist for the Pillows also does like a reggae band.
I didn't know that. What's it called?
I didn't know. I totally forget the name.
Oh, we should.
But I was looking into it, and he's like, he does like all these projects. It's crazy.
Well, what's really funny just about the about the last joke, which is there's so many jokes about how like, oh, this we have no money. This is no money. Like literally, they put all the money into this project.
Yeah, they really did.
This is all as I understand it. Like Gynex was going under. They were going to.
Yeah, this was
chapter 9. They were chapter 11. And they were like, well, fuck it. Just put all the money into it.
Why not? We're going to do it. And this really was like this vanity project for all these creators.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, most of these people would go on to work on Currently Gone. And like, you already had some of the Eva guys working on this.
Oh, we'll talk about that one Eva guy.
Yeah, the one Eva guy.
I mean,
well, he didn't work on it. It was his team that worked on it. He just gave a really specific voice.
He did give it. That's what I'm. Yeah.
Just gotta hold it in.
You just gotta hold it in.
And this is where we get into the sexual imagery of like
adolescence,
puberty. Yeah.
She's my favorite character.
She's a good one.
Yeah,
all the female characters are incredibly strong in this.
They're very good.
In fact, I would argue the best characters are all the female ones. Like,
I mean, all the men are fucking idiots.
Yeah. Well, Naoto, of course, has to be the most complex like male character because he is.
What's the adult?
Also, I like that this side character, the guy that's just saying shit.
Well, it's the adults that show the most immaturity in this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it is very much like that. Where we'll get into that final message because I do have a whole thing about the adults being the immature ones.
Yeah. And
the kids being the mature.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and we just passed the part I was talking about where the spicy curry that was stolen.
Yeah. Oh, that's a thing. I should say is, and I tell people this all the time when they rewatch the anime. Fuck the classic Gynex Railroad.
They
way
do
to get
love
the tracks. They fucking love that image.
I see that a lot.
Yeah, it shows up in Eva. It shows up. It shows up in fucking Flip Flappers, and while not a Gynex specific project, like people from Gynex worked on it.
Yeah, so. Production IG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I tell people is that they do a lot of dialogue that can just be missable, and like tends to go under the radar the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell people listen, like really specifically for just those quieter lines.
Yeah.
That are kind of shot to be misunderstood.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, the train shot.
Yeah, what a great interaction. I always thought that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is very funny.
No, I can't.
It's very funny in a very dark way that I, as a young boy, really liked.
Ah.
That it's the premise of this entire joke is I have drugged and kidnapped a doctor and his nurse.
Yeah.
And just for this interaction.
Just for this interaction. The Band-Aid.
And then I'll destroy thousands of dollars of medical equipment.
And this is of course Naoto's supposed to be confronting with the idea, like, of his urges, like of puberty.
Sure.
Yeah. Kind of that. That's always kind of how I viewed it. To the point of extremity where he thinks there's something medically
wrong. Yeah.
And has to go see a doctor about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Haruko is supposed to be, no, just tell them what it is and then you'll be fine. It's normal.
So Haruko, in a way, you can say is like his only role model. It looks to...
I guess, but even then,
yeah,
Jesus,
I wouldn't
say horrible role.
I wouldn't
exactly,
say he's the only role model because he does try to take after his brother, as we're going to see in the 4th episode.
Yeah.
With the whole baseball scenario, and yeah.
And then this becomes even sadder when you know more about Mamimi.
Yeah,
is just.
Oh, I forgot to mention we're not. I don't think we should mention the short novels or the manga.
Sure.
Specifically because they were written after the fact.
That's true.
And I don't know how much input the director had for some of those, because I know for the manga he didn't have as much as he did for
He didn't have any, but it was he and the writer of the original series wrote the short novels together. So.
Yeah, the short novels I know he did put background into it. Yeah. But I think that's unfair to the listener if we keep mentioning short novel stuff.
Sure.
Because all we told them to do was watch this.
Yes, that's fair.
Oh, one of my favorites.
This is such a good scene.
Oh my god, dude, the manga scenes are so fucking good.
And apparently this was really hard to do, I guess.
Yeah, this was like supposed to be really fucking tough for them.
So much so
even though there's no real animation going on, but they had to do all the art and like these crazy pan shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So this would be the biggest example, as you were saying, like throwaway lines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing okay, Grandpa?
Are you doing okay, Grandpa? And
oh, hang on. There is a throwaway line I want to get to.
Okay.
Is it like a weasel? Well, that's not the line. Yeah, this is where we get to know the brother is like not here.
Yeah, and
it's alluded to with the plane.
You get to understand exactly who is
Yeah.
Takun and who is that Naota is Naota.
Yeah. And this is where we get the first imagery in the show where they mention what is Fooly Cooly, and then we get that at the tail end as well.
I mean, you could really say that a lot of this show is like bringing up a topic, and then diverging, and then eventually getting around to the topic again.
Yeah.
So, and notices she calls him
Lil Bro.
Really? Ever asked for Desiac?
This kind of pun work is really hard to translate. I would imagine.
It really is. So, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what the dad's deal was, like, beforehand.
What?
I spent way more than I probably should, because I love the dad's character. I personally think he's, like, the funniest one in the thing.
When you say his deal...
Yeah. So I think he used to work for MTV. Like...
Oh, I'd believe that.
That's why he mentions it, and he's out of a job because I think he was hitting on the director's wife. Whether or not that's Naoto's mom is something else that they never really bring up.
They never really explain what happened to his mom.
That's why I think he goes into the magazine business, which he does now. He runs the underground.
His weird, like... Well, also because...
Well, he runs a bakery as well, but like...
He runs a bakery as well. But Naota's dad is so, like... idiomatic of like that 90s ideal of thing. I mean, this is coming out in 2000.
Yeah.
So this is just the 90s isn't quite over yet.
No, not for them.
Not for them.
Not in their hearts.
Not for me.
They're holding out.
And so like MTV and like, oh, I run an indie zine is still a big thing.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
And there's the 90-degree sign. I don't know if we got a good shot about that.
Oh, I used to have that shirt
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
for a
he
couple
is.
years, yeah.
Oh my god.
So yes, it is implied she was talking to the cat.
And she's just appeared in his bedroom.
Yeah.
Just
And their sleep on top. It's filled with baseball magazines.
I'm just a wandering house. Tell me the truth. I'm an alien. Right.
And this is where I get to think. I don't think Haruko ever lies.
no, I think she knows that no one
Would
will
believe her.
believe you.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to lie about anything ever.
Yeah.
You're lying. You saw it.
And this is where they really hammer in the like. Just admit what's on her bag.
Mm-hmm.
You should know about your own head. Because you hit me there.
And then
Should know what it is.
You came here with my father. Why did you go stay with him?
the sincerity of the scene is like very jarring
Yeah.
after everything you've just seen before.
And it's again going back to a format of crazy, 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 serious, 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 crazy, crazy, crazy.
I have a point to make.
What?
Oh, let me talk about this other
Yeah, let
thing.
me talk about this other thing. We'll never get to it. That's for you to analyze and go into. Which the direct? Oh fuck that shot, dude! Like, oh, I love that shot of just her sitting on the windowsill.
Mm.
And then this is where we really start talking about the brother.
Why? Baseball.
Yeah.
He's really a good player, huh? You're sleeping.
And then we
Yeah.
can undercut it again.
Undercut. Yeah, there you go.
It's the only place.
Nice.
The top belongs to
Your brother.
And his stuff's still on top,
Yeah.
His stuff's
Stuff's
still on
still on
stop.
along with
Yeah.
the baseball bat.
Even though we just mentioned
He's
an
been
American.
gone.
Yeah, he's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
They can't let go.
Yeah.
He was such a big part of their lives.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if they implied in the thing, but I believe the shirt is his brother's.
Oh, that
As
this
well.
is his. He's
The
wearing
90
his
degrees.
brother's clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, because the home base.
I actually,
Oh,
yeah.
that's clever.
So for my graduation writing test, I actually they were like, take a symbol from any media or something and just go into
Depth on it.
the depth on it.
Yeah.
So I chose the 90-degree sign in
Oh.
Fully Cooley
Okay.
because I'm a huge fucking nerd
Mhm.
and it never got me to graduate like it with the test. So I went into how it's not 180, like
Oh.
because the easier thing to do would be. Oh, and by the way, it's all right. Of course, being important that he says, no, he's a good person. He's going to help her out, even because he realizes she's having a tough time.
That's
She's having a way tougher time than
Yeah.
almost anyone else.
Never knows best, dude.
Never knows best.
Yep.
Did he ever explain like what the depth of Never Knows Best is supposed to be?
So just on a surface level, Never Knows Best in the UK, they print that on their cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
And I think originally he found it neat that
Oh.
it was on there.
Okay.
As for the meaning, we can go into what that actually means because I don't think he ever explains. Like, fully.
I mean, there's big.
Because I
sheets.
have a shirt that just says never. That's her smoking the cigarette, saying "Never Knows Best."
It was that, and he said it was a postcard that he had that also had the same.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, that's
He
yeah.
was traveling, so he referred it to. You don't really know the best option. You don't know like the best solution
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
in the heat of a moment.
And you never do.
Yeah.
Like
and
as
so-
much as you feel like that's the best choice.
You
Yeah.
just make the choices that you make.
Yeah, you make the choices that just come to your head.
But I know never.
Yeah, but I know never.
Oh man.
It's
Yeah.
really good. Ah, fuck. What was I mentioning about before we got to this? I was talking about the 180. How it's like not 180.
Uh-huh.
God damn it! Because now I just want to talk about what she just said. Where it's all second best. It's
It's all a panda with a frowny face.
Yeah.
Slippers with.
It's all supposed to be things that are comforting, but are not.
not as good as they should be.
As they should be. They all have this, just one thing.
That's not.
It's good.
It's off.
Yeah, which is how he feels about the brother.
Oh man.
It has literally just thrown everything everywhere.
to find the-
That's such a good take.
Yeah.
It's,
Fuck, dude, I want that armband.
Yeah. And that's what he was gonna mention in the beginning.
Yeah.
With the envelope and the airplane.
Oh yeah, well no, that's
That we're kind
obvious now.
Yeah,
so.
it is. It becomes more obvious.
and now that they've had this confrontation,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. With this like set of scenes.
Crazy.
Oh, by the way, I just want to say from a sound perspective, this was one of the few things where they took the Pillow songs and just redid them in a certain fashion. Because that's the intro, the dun 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 dun. But without the actual lyrics or the guitar part. It's just the drums. And this is, of course... Yes, it is a sex thing where he just...
It's a boner.
It's a boner. It's finally...
It's a
he
space
can't hide
boner.
it anymore.
That could be anything.
He can't suppress it.
And then his space boner turns into a robot.
And this is where we lose a lot of people. Like, the first time.
Just that boy's face.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fuck, dude. Conchi's design is amazing. And I love that, the idea that he was fighting with something else.
He was fighting someone else, and then he got space dragged out of a wormhole thing in a boy's face.
Also, in case anyone didn't see it, the Medical Mechanica logo is on that hand.
Yes.
Fuck.
Oh man.
Yeah, sick robot fight.
And I don't remember. I didn't remember this. Maybe it's, but like they do camera work in this.
They do really good
which
camera work.
It's really hard to do in animation where you have a kind of a decentered frame that's moving around.
Because I believe the way to do that is you have to create a larger image and then just move the image around. So there's a lot more that we're actually not seeing in some of these images.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so cool.
And also red and blue, like it's a vein, like it's veins in a real arm.
Oh, we can get into the whole red and blue thing. There's a story reason. There's a story reason into it, but if we want to delve into,
get that Eva shot right there.
Oh my god, that is
it's such an Eva shot.
But I mean, also what's interesting is like that all the medical mechanical robots are simultaneously body parts and appliances.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a vacuum cleaner. I think he's fighting.
It's supposed to be, yeah. It's the first shot you get. I think you get to see of the motor for one of the most important lines. I think in the series.
When it is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. As soon as I said that,
I knew I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
In that moment, just for a flash, she looked
Like my brother.
Oh my god, it's really good.
Yeah. It's really good.
And so, how about we can talk about the color change and what that says about
yeah.
This. I mean, we could talk about that
because there's a story reason for it, and then the story is reopened once he actually admits to
what's really going on.
Yeah. Because now he can face the public again.
His dad in the corner.
Yeah, and his dad in the corner jealous of her.
Love that.
And of course, this is this thing where now Toei says nothing amazing happens here, everything's ordinary, even though he literally just was in a robot fight where that was defeated by a guitar or like the Rickenbacker bass.
He's got to be nonplussed constantly.
Yeah, he does. Everything has to be cool.
Everything's fine, whatever. I don't know.
And I'll admit, I think everyone did that face for him.
Oh,
but I hate.
But I said I don't like sour stuff.
Oh man.
And he takes.
This is actually really. I felt weirdly
anyway.
Impactful. There's a very sweet moment for him of growing up.
Oh, and one of my favorite end sequences, or just credit sequences.
I mean, it's a really good
outro.
I mean, it's got animation. It's got this jiggly stuff, and it's got live stop motion.
Mm-hmm.
It's an excellent time.
People always ask, and I wasn't into intros for anime for a while. And they would always ask, "What's your favorite intro?" And I went. And I would say Fully Cooley because they don't do an intro; they do a starter scene.
Yeah,
that conveys a message. And then what about closing? I was like Fully Cooley again because it's a really cool motorcycle sequence.
It's really amazing. And is this live action thing? This is the actual director Vespa?
And his this is his actual Vespa. Yeah. This is him doing the shots.
Yeah, and
I believe his wife or girlfriend at the time, which you see at the end. No, I believe it was his wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so this neighborhood that they're going through was the inspiration for Mabase.
Yeah,
in the city. Do you know what was that? What was that area that they were in? I can't remember exactly.
No, I totally forget there. Oh, I wonder if you'll see the cat. Yeah, Mew. That's the cat's name. It will always be the question mark.
Oh yeah. We didn't say. Well, we should wait for the cat to talk more.
Yeah, we'll wait for the cat to talk. Is when we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Whenever I see stuff by Uzumaki. I always reflect on his work on Gunbuster and Diebuster.
Yeah, it's another thing we didn't mention. He did Gunbuster and Diebuster.
Because go watch it. And after I saw Diebuster, I can really see the stuff he took away from that and put into FLCL.
Yeah.
And his future work. And there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's his wife.
That's the wife.
Yeah.
In her fancy scarf.
Fuck, dude, I want that Vespa. That Vespa's sick.
Good luck finding it.
I know, right? That's the thing.
Oh, I'm sure that's locked away somewhere.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
But still, even if you find it, I don't know, it probably won't even cost more than the Rittenbacher. A left-handed.
Well, all Rickenbackers are $2 grand. They're all $2 grand. Like, and I would always want one.
Oh, and then the Nexon were also always like had nothing to do with.
Fuck, I love the Nexons like so much.
The advance is hip right
Yeah.
now, but the original has a place in my heart. Unlike Pop,
Was that?
was only the
Hang
plot.
on,
That's Game Boy,
I was about to say it's
Yeah.
all. This is all referencing the Game Boy.
which has nothing to
It
do
has
with
nothing
what's
to
going to
do with
happen.
the show.
They just decided to talk about
Yeah,
the Game Boy.
Game Boy Master Race.
and then we'll get to what was my favorite episode like for a while before I really delved into the third one. Oh
Yeah.
shit! Hang on, let me go cancel it so we can start the second episode right.
We gotta just go straight in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we move on to the second episode, let's just close out some of the thoughts for the first one. I never finished what the 180 thing
Oh
was.
yeah, go ahead.
Because everyone
yeah.
goes for the 180 thing, which is supposed to be the opposite, and it's a very easy symbol to kind of just do.
You've done a 180 on
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Oh, he's not the person; he's a 180 of the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I went into how they specifically chose 9 degrees, or being a tangent of a person.
Yeah.
Because Naoto is not the opposite of his brother; he's someone else, and he still starts off in that same spot his brother did, but diverges off of in his own path.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't share the same line with him. He still has traits and shares them with his brother, which is where the starting point is. But goes off on his own, and you can even get into like how his brother leaving is that divergent point. But I feel like what we see, it's implied that it kind of started way before that.
No, yeah, it started. Yeah. Because his weird. I mean, not weird. His entire character is built around a kind of passivity. That's his thing. Is the series is about Naoto becoming less passive and more active in his own like life, taking responsibility for himself. And I don't even necessarily mean that in the kind of when you're an adult you have to take a responsibility by paying. I mean,
and
like,
they explore that. What does it mean to be an adult? Like,
yeah, exactly.
What the fuck does that mean? Does anyone know? But and I think the message they convey for that answer is a really good one. And we can do the end thing where we close off the thoughts with that.
Okay.
Where we discuss overarching things.
Okay.
Like,
Well, just with the beginning where he said stupid adults that don't know how to grow up.
Yeah.
That alone can set up a lot of the adult characters.
That sets up the whole premise of
the show.
What does it mean to be an adult?
Yeah,
Exactly.
and the characters of the adults themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
But and even as much as we say the adults are immature or conveyed as idiots and things, they're all fully functioning. Like,
They're perfectly functioning.
because they have stuff going on.
Yeah, sure.
They own a bakery. It's not like
they're teachers.
they're poor or anything. Yeah, they're well off in life and they're doing it.
Oh yeah.
But they don't necessarily. They aren't reserved or they aren't impartial people. They aren't.
They're characters. They're their own.
They aren't removed from things all the time.
They're all kind of these zany like character traits who you totally get.
They see. You know what? I was gonna say I just now thought of the teacher. I don't remember what episode she really.
She's Elizabeth 3.
She's Elizabeth 3.
Yeah.
So just oh my god, I've known plenty of adults who cry at cats. Just how much they fucking love cats.
I had a Shakespeare teacher who fucking loves cats.
Yeah.
Like Justice Porter right now.
Wow.
Any closing thoughts about the first episode before we move on to the second one?
What a nice time.
No, I just think from beginning to end, there's just so much to unpack.
There really is. I mean, we didn't get all of it, but
yeah,
I mean,
we're trying our best.
We're doing our best
to touch it on.
We only have as much as the episode to unpack. I mean, a lot of the iconography, a lot of the symbols they're using, that's like 3 layers deep.
It really is, and they even add more as the show goes on.
Yeah.
Like, really, This is them introducing all the concepts as a first episode should do.
And I'd say that because of the nature of the show, there is not a single minute of fat. There's no waste.
Every second, I would argue, is important. Yeah. Because, like I said, there's those throwaway lines that give you so fucking much, that you have to think about for how these characters work and all that.
So, I mean, if you're as invested in it as we are, like, when you really love it, and I think that this show definitely earns the love that it has.
I think that,
you want to go back and you want to unpack a lot of it because there isn't enough time to linger on anything. Yeah. But it's all there.
It really is, yeah.
I will...
go ahead.
I was going to say, I will say when I first watched it, when Netflix was first coming out and they were releasing FLCL for the dub, the first time I watched it, the only thing I noticed that I kind of reflected on myself was Naota being on the bottom bunk and staying there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And being the younger brother and staying on the bottom bunk.
And that they keep saying, oh, my brother's on top.
My brother's the higher bunk.
Yeah. You never go on top.
Yeah.
You can never go on top. I mean, and then you can't...
Even though he's gone, his stuff is still there.
And I mean, that's
his legacy.
Simultaneously, it's like an authority thing. It's a ranking of like, he's better than me.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks he's better than me.
Well, this is where we get into my whole thing of he has this almost deific like image in the show where he must be higher. Yeah. He can never be equal or like lower to anyone else. Which worries me about some stuff for the new series that we'll get into what we think on the new series discussion at the end.
Okay.
So yeah, that was episode 1. And as you can tell by how much we talked about just episode 1, this is pretty much how it's gonna go forward for now. We're gonna really talk a lot because we can, like, because we want to. I will say as a final thought for episode 1, the way I always told people this show works is you watch it the first time and you go, what the fuck? And then you watch it the third time or second time even if you're really observant, where you go, oh, there's something here. It's probably about sex, but there's something here. Like,
I mean, the bunk thing, I definitely first time read it as, it's just a sexual metaphor, which it is a sexual metaphor.
It can be, yeah. But as we just alluded, it could be this almost just ranking of people, like how that works. And then I would tell them by like the fifth or sixth time, you'll just have this epiphany of going, huh. And then the 8th to 10th time, you'll realize, oh, these guys are geniuses. There's so much shit here. Like,
yeah.
That's the end of episode 1.